Garima, what does your name mean?
So my name means dignity.
Dignity, wonderful. Do you think that our current foreign policy, some people say that it has increased the dignity of our nation and our people abroad. Do you think there has been a paradigm shift in our foreign policy?
So I would not say a paradigm shift, but there has been a shift from our foreign policy being more confident, being more strategic, and being more sovereign in terms of we have started to focus more assertively on protecting our national interest. So in that terms, I believe yes, sir, our foreign policy has been aimed at ensuring dignity to one and all.
All right, Garima, I'll give you a statement. It is said that a foreign policy victory, if they become a part of domestic politics, which means that our foreign policy becomes a domestic issue, then it is not good for the country. Can you think and tell me why? Or do you agree to this or you do not agree to this? Our foreign policies, victories or successes abroad, if they become a domestic issue in domestic politics, then is it good for the country or is it bad for the country?
So I believe there have been instances in the past as well wherein our foreign policy victory or even misadventures have led to troubles inside our domestic sphere, because there have been shared historical and cultural ties of the people living in India and them sharing those ties with people abroad. So for example, we saw that instance in case of Sri Lankan civil war when it caused a lot of trouble in Tamil Nadu, and it has been one enforcing the other. For example, the domestic issues have been shaping our foreign policy, and our foreign policy has also been shaping our domestic issues.
All right. So what is the bad thing about it?
So the bad thing is that it causes undue pressure on the government to not act only in terms of foreign interest, but also take some hasty decisions in that sphere because of the pressure that is caused by it.
Populist decision?
Yes,
probably.
sir. Populist decisions, probably.
And foreign policy must be separated from
domestic politics and domestic affairs.
Very good. Garima, what is your option subject?
It's a commerce and accountancy.
You took commerce and accountancy. Right. Can India become a $5 trillion economy?
Certainly, sir. I believe India is on the path of becoming a 5 trillion economy.
But not by 2025?
So there were challenges that occurred in the past 2 years. The COVID pandemic, the macroeconomic synchronized tightening that is taking place, the Russia-Ukraine war, all of this have been a drag, certainly. But I believe India can be a 5 trillion economy, if not by 2024-25, then certainly in a year or more.
All right. Garima, we have a unique problem. Agriculture is non-remunerative by the very nature. For obviously, advances in science and technology have ensured that now we have surplus production happening. And globally, surplus production is there, so globally the prices are in a slump. Barring isolated events such as, for example, a heat wave or a war, apart from that, we are generally going to have surplus production. So agriculture is not where people can go now. The second is manufacturing or industry. Now there already China has had an advantage. It has the first movers advantage. Now it is making at a scale at which we cannot compete. So what will drive India's economy if agriculture cannot, because it is too distributed, too fragmented, and manufacturing cannot because China already in the very neighborhood it has become factory of the world. What will drive India's economy?
Sir, I think India's economy can be driven by the MSME sector, which is going to be a huge contributor in terms of the export growth, in terms of employment generation. Secondly, the food processing industry of India has a huge potential. Also, in terms of industry, the global geopolitics is shifting and we are all moving towards a China plus one strategy, wherein globally the companies are trying to shift their production from China to developing countries like India, like Bangladesh, like Vietnam, who have an advantage in terms of labor cost. So we should also take in the benefits of that. Sir, but given all this, it should be accompanied by ease of doing business reforms in India, by government support and by skill development in our population.
All right. Why do you want to join civil services?
So the prime motivation came because it was my parents' dream. But slowly and significantly, I realized that civil service would provide me the opportunity to make small but significant changes in the lives of many people. And this is why I want to join the civil services.
All right, your interview is over there.
Thank you, sir.
So Garima, in my opinion, you have very good communication skills. You are calm, composed, and you do not raise any red flags.
Thank you.
Okay, so that is what I can tell you. I'm satisfied with your performance.